Welcome to Mahabharata, Echoes of Eternity. In today's episode, we'll explore how rivalry took root between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, two sets of cousins destined for a clash that would ultimately define the fate of the Kuru dynasty. The seeds of rivalry didn't emerge from a single incident, but were gradually sown through a series of events, emotions, and insecurities. Today, we'll trace how jealousy, ambition, and misunderstandings between the Pandavas and the Kauravas intensified over time. Our story unfolds in Hastinapura, where the Pandavas and Kauravas were raised together under the watchful eyes of King Dhritarashtra and Queen Gandhari. The cousins were trained in the arts of warfare, governance, and diplomacy by renowned teachers, including the wise Dronakarya. Yet, despite sharing a common heritage and family bonds, tension was inevitable. Yudhishthira, the eldest of the Pandavas, was known for his wisdom and righteousness, and these qualities quickly made him a favorite in Hastinapura. The people admired him, and some even saw him as the natural heir to the throne. This admiration planted the first seeds of resentment in Duryodhana's heart. As Dhritarashtra's eldest son, Duryodhana had always assumed he would inherit the throne, and he struggled with the idea of his cousin being seen as a better fit for kingship. The differences in personality between Bhima and Duryodhana also played a role in their growing rivalry. Bhima, with his immense strength, often clashed with Duryodhana, both in training and in attitude. Their competitiveness on the training grounds often turned physical, with Bhima easily overpowering his cousins. For Duryodhana, this was a constant humiliation, sparking a deep-seated resentment. While Duryodhana's jealousy grew, the elders of the family, particularly Bhishma and Dhritarashtra, did little to curb it. Bhishma, known for his wisdom and fairness, encouraged the cousins to work together, yet his efforts could not counter the silent bias Dhritarashtra held for his own sons. Dhritarashtra's favoritism toward Duryodhana was clear, and it only served to fan the flames of rivalry. Despite Dhritarashtra's role as king, he was blinded by his affection for Duryodhana and failed to address the growing animosity between his sons and the Pandavas. Instead of fostering unity, he often excused Duryodhana's actions, indulging him even when he acted against the Pandavas. This lack of accountability allowed Duryodhana's resentment to grow unchecked, and his ambition to claim the throne solidified further. The first major incident that showcased this rivalry came in a moment of supposed fun, a game of dice. Yudhishthira, though known for his sense of duty and wisdom, had a weakness: his fascination with dice. Duryodhana and Shakuni, his cunning uncle, saw this weakness as an opportunity to humiliate Yudhishthira and the Pandavas. With Shakuni's help, Duryodhana challenged Yudhishthira to a game of dice. In that game, which was marked by deception and trickery, Yudhishthira was led to lose everything: his wealth, his kingdom, and even his brothers. Though the incident itself didn't lead to immediate bloodshed, it marked a turning point in the relationship between the Pandavas and Kauravas. Yudhishthira's loss brought shame to the Pandavas, while Duryodhana, fueled by victory, relished in their humiliation. The seeds of a much deeper conflict were planted, setting the stage for the clashes that would follow. As the Pandavas and Kauravas grew older, their training under Dronakarya intensified. The teacher was known for his strict discipline and fairness, treating each student according to their abilities. Dronakarya saw potential in both groups of cousins, but it was Arjuna who stood out. Dronacharya often praised Arjuna, admiring his dedication, focus, and exceptional archery skills. This favoritism toward Arjuna did not go unnoticed by Duryodhana. He began to feel overshadowed, questioning his own abilities and fearing that his cousin would outshine him in both skill and popularity. Determined to prove his worth, Duryodhana worked harder, honing his skills in mace fighting and physical combat, hoping to carve his own identity and supremacy in battle. But despite Duryodhana's efforts, Arjuna's reputation continued to grow. His skill with the bow became legendary, and he was often regarded as the finest warrior of his generation. This reputation only deepened Duryodhana's resentment, transforming their rivalry from a personal grudge to a competitive obsession. The rivalry reached a new level when Duryodhana attempted to remove Bhima from the equation entirely. Feeling constantly overshadowed by Bhima's strength, Duryodhana plotted with Shakuni to poison him. During a festive celebration, they slipped poison into Bhima's drink and pushed him into the Ganges River, hoping he would drown. However, Bhima's fate took an unexpected turn. He was saved by the Nagas, a serpent race that inhabited the underwater realms. Through their mystical herbs, Bhima not only survived, but gained even greater strength. When he returned to Hastinapura, Duryodhana was shocked and furious to see his rival alive, and even stronger than before. This incident marked a point of no return for Duryodhana. The mere presence of the Pandavas became a constant threat to his ambitions. Over time, the divide between the Pandavas and the Kauravas deepened, with Duryodhana's hatred fueling the rivalry. This resentment wasn't just about the throne, it became personal, born from a sense of inferiority, jealousy, and frustration. The Pandavas, with their virtues and skills, commanded the love of the people, while Duryodhana's ambitions remained in the shadows. Duryodhana's anger grew to the point where he no longer saw the Pandavas as family, but as enemies. With each passing year, he became more determined to seize the throne and eliminate any threat to his power. His uncle Shakuni remained a close ally, whispering plans and schemes that would eventually lead to war. The rivalry between the Pandavas and Kauravas wasn't just a familial disagreement, it became an all-consuming conflict that would ultimately lead to one of the greatest battles in history. In our next episode, we'll explore how this animosity continued to spiral out of control, and the pivotal moments that would push the cousins toward the point of no return. Thank you for joining us on Mahabharata, Echoes of Eternity. Until next time.